All right, good afternoon. It is January 27th, 2022, and today we really had another range day. I can put the overnights in, but it doesn't really look like it's necessary. You can see we went down in the overnight, then trended up. It looked like we were going to have an uptrend day, and then we just had this sell-off that really started right here. Some good trades today, but not a lot from what I saw. So about yesterday, sorry about yesterday, I just had a different situation at work and I just didn't really have the time to make a video. I did my analysis, I just couldn't make a video. So let's take a look at these trades. So I'm not sure when 5 o'clock came in. Oh, I thought this was 5 o'clock. Not sure why I marked this because I wasn't sitting at the computer, but there's a failed second entry short, and you can see that's like looks like a double test of that price, but looks like 5 o'clock comes in up here, so this is just too far from the trend channel, and unfortunately you don't get any entries. I don't really see anything I like here. Up here, this is at the open, you get some congestion. I would honestly treat this like a failed breakout of this congestion, but we don't really get any good entries. You can see we get a first double, triple, quadruple test right here, but we don't get a signal bar, unfortunately. So let's see, some people probably went short here, but I'm trying to avoid that. People probably went short here on the failed second entry long. I'm trying to avoid that because Mac has been saying, and it's true, these high volatility days, yeah, you're going to get out, but you might not get out when the volatility goes back to normal. So I don't see anything in here, unfortunately. We do form this range, but you wouldn't be able to see that until afterward. And when we break out of this range, you can see we hit that measured move, and then we get a little bit of a bounce. So when we come all the way up here, you make a first entry, failed second entry long, and you want to be patient because we don't know if prices are going to reverse. This uptrend was serious. So people went short here, and look, they got trapped, and then it went exactly where they were expecting it to go. So first entry, failed second oh no, that's the second entry right here, and this is just congestive. So I really think you had to be patient today. We'll see how Mac's chart looks, but even right here, you get a first entry, failed second entry long, and look how far that is from the EMA. So we get this congestion that leads to a pullback. To be honest, I kind of like this one right here, this entry going long, because we're so far from the EMA. We're so far from the EMA, and you're at this level of support. So when we got that higher low, I like that, to take it back to the EMA, and you get a scalp, but you don't get much else. And so I'm actually going to delete that. And this actually does look like a second entry short. So you know what? I'm about to mark that, because that looks like a failed breakout of congestion too. You can see. Then we get this leg up, and the congestion fizzles out, and you get a first entry, second entry long. It's congestive here, but like this level of support looked pretty serious, so I like that. And then you get a higher low right here, but that's going into the opening price, and you can see we just bounced there, so that's pretty aggressive. You get an overshoot that leads to a break, and then we form this channel with a downward bias. When we make this lower high here, and you get a first entry, second entry short, I like that. First entry, failed second entry long, but you might take that because this is right off that level of support. So there are reasons to take that, but you got two dojis in a row right there, so that's not ideal. And you're going into that opening price that could hold. And you see we form, or we find resistance there again, resistance there again, resistance there again, and we keep making lower highs. And now we're making lower lows. So yeah, this is congestion, but if you're reading this right, unfortunately there's no rejection, but then we get this, this stuff, still lower highs, lower high with a good signal bar to at least ride back to here. And then when you don't get that, you get this one. And so this is like a failure, and this is just like a lower high. But I liked both of those, and you could have gotten pretty easily a 13-point move out of that if you just took profits right here. And if you wanted to ride it out a little, you could have gotten like a 50-point move. So okay, so here we got a first entry, second entry off the EMA, but that signal bar is no good. So I mean, I marked it just because this was pretty intense. This move down, probably like a 25-point move down. But if you're patient, you get a first entry, failed second entry, with again plenty of space to the lows, and it's off that trend channel, confirming that trend channel. And then this again, we get a second entry, but the signal bar is no good. Now we get this leg of correction, overshoot that leads to a break. I don't think you can go short right here, but we are expecting to move to a new low. And unfortunately, we don't get a setup right here. So we come down here, and you get a first entry, breaks higher, second entry long. And that looks like a terrific setup. And that looks like it could get you a few points pretty easily. And then we just form congestion, and I'm not really sure why that became a significant price level, but I don't see anything in this congestion that I like. Then we rock it up, and you make a lower high here, and then a failure, but that sets up on the wrong side of the EMA. Then we come down here, nothing in here I don't see that I like. And when we bounce here again, and you get this first failed second entry, it doesn't set up great, but that looks like, we just came off these lows, and it's a failed second entry short. So, and then we just keep chopping, and we have two breaks in a row of these channels. We don't get a new low from this one, or from this one. We don't get a new low on this swing, and we don't get a new high on this one. So, not sure what was going on there. But when it's flip flopping, I like this higher low here. It's just the first entry though. So you might think about that. Then we bounce here again, make a higher low, and then make another higher low. This is technically a failure, but it's so far from this swing that I wouldn't look at it as that. I would just look at it as a higher low, and I really like that, just to go back and test these highs. And then we bounce there again at the closing price from yesterday. I wouldn't want to take that, but it does look pretty good, like a failed breakout. And that's what I saw for today. So I think I took a couple trades on the simulator. And so yeah, I took this higher low, higher low. This is aggressive. I probably shouldn't be taking it, but with that bounce at that price level, I like that. And I mean, I knew prices were going back to the EMA, but you got to be really careful with that. All right, let's see what else I got. I do not like this. Actually, no, this is, I'm not too opposed to this just because I entered on a limit order. So what I said was, okay, they're probably, they ticked this lower. And once I saw it tick lower here, I was like, okay, they're probably going to stop out the people who entered on this bar, and then it's going to drop. And that's exactly what happened. I had this trend channel drawn. So what I did was I entered on a limit order up here, and I put my stop up here, and that worked out. And then I entered on these. I think I entered on both of these, but yeah, I like these. I like both of these entries. So unfortunately, my runner for this got stopped out. I think on these crazy volatility days, maybe I just got to keep my runner stop order above that signal bar. And those are the trades I took today. So hope everyone had a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow. So yeah, and again, sorry about yesterday.